It's the beginning of another weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi, and as always, I have my lovely co-host. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Morayo.
Into building.
Yo.
Okay, what did you have for breakfast?
Hey, I first had puff-puff. The puff-puff with pepper.
Yeah, so...
It's
I
entered.
left leftovers. I think now, the had this morning is digesting.
I left them upstairs.
So I can have some more. Okay.
With orange juice. And then I had okra. In fact, I almost covered myself. I shouted when they were on air. You know, okra with uba. With eba.
Chef Mary Jane.
This my diet, this thing. I am losing the battle.
Are you telling me to eat proper breakfast? I don't listen to her. I just usually have like sandwiches or cereals. So this morning, I said I'm going to eat eba. I had eba and a goosey soup with 2 pieces of meat. Okay, my shirt is stained. I hope the camera would not catch it.
When I was eating the okra, I was looking like this.
I farabale. I ate
settled down.
I settled. I didn't care. I entered well.
You came in very excited this morning.
Oh,
on some
my
sort
baby
of
is
high.
like, man, I reached it very well. I came in, I was happy and everything. Cool. How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing good.
Plans for the weekend?
Yes, one major plan is I have lots of laundry to do. My room is smelling of medicine, all the sheets, everything. So before I left this morning, I just emptied my whole room.
You have a washing machine now?
No, I don't.
So who's going to wash it?
I will.
What?
Well,
You wash?
not just me.
Who washes in the 25?
She's homely.
Who washed it in 20?
I got homely.
I think it was the last time I washed. Washed what?
Wash
You don't have a
clothes.
washing machine?
No.
Oh, I know what your Christmas gift is going to be.
Thank you, Santa.
Santa, she's talking to you.
No, I'm talking to you,
Mariah.
She is going to use you.
How would you be washing your clothes yourself?
I will use hands.
Me, I need car.
SUV.
How are you doing, madam?
I'm doing great. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, your radio show today, right?
I won't be able to do that because I'm still packing and getting ready.
Travelers.
Yeah, I'm exhausted already, but
Maybe
I'll be
TVC will
fine.
buy me car.
When you
I'll be
travel,
all right.
You'll rest.
I'll
Which
be
country are you
all
going to?
right. I'm going to the US.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to meet Donald Trump.
Which state? You're going to meet up
New
Tokwe?
York.
When is Tokwe coming back?
I'll say hi to her. I'm branching New York because of her. It's costing me more, but just do small shakara, then I'll head to
Are
Houston.
you going to Washington?
No.
I would have said go and just say hi for me.
Houston is where they are now. All these people. These are their family members. There are plenty of that
Who are their
Who are
family?
the family members?
I'm staying in a hotel. I don't know what she's talking about.
Meanwhile, they jammed my car today.
Oh,
Inside traffic.
What happened?
Why inside go slow? The guy hits me from behind. Boss! Hit my car, not me.
Just a fender bender now. Now it's not plenty now.
Do you know his excuse that, please, he didn't want anybody to enter his front? So we are just so selfish in this country.
And always in a hurry.
So now, because we got down to check the car and everything, about 20 cars entered his front. So all effort was lost.
Exactly.
I say it's well.
All the time.
Sorry. Hope
way
the
we
dent
behave in
wasn't
traffic
much.
is exactly
You
the
can
way we
I
behave
don't
in
look at
government
it. I
and
refuse to look
everything.
at it because I will be depressed.
Yeah, we're painting our house this weekend, so we're supposed to actually check in on the hotel. When we now looked at the bill for 3 days, clean. I was going to say, Shine, let's see, grandma, bye. I
like the guy.
Hey, you know, I advise I go to grandma's house. That's what, like, we are playing time, family of like 6 or 7 people.
Doesn't matter. You guys will have fun.
Just call grandma,
We
are coming. Said, okay, my boss, so we're not spending that money in the hotel, so we're going there today.
Save it, I beg.
You will soon be 8, don't worry.
How are we going to be? It's like 4 kids and 2 adults.
You said you are 6 or 7.
My help is 7.
7.
There's one.
We don't know if you are
I've
1 or
already
2.
counted this one already.
Oh,
If you are 1 or
okay,
2, you're not sure yet.
I already told you, the doctor has confirmed to me that it's 1.
What would you do if it was
I
triplets?
told, no, it can't be because God loves me.
Hypothetical.
God loves me. He won't give me 3 plates at this time. God
He won't
loves
give
me
you
so
more
much.
than you can bear.
God damn.
We know.
blessing, an
Holy
overflowing
Spirit.
blessing. They said, shake down.
Let us go on a break.
You just have to.
Can we stop making
towards
Mariah
you.
the topic of today? Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. Yesterday's show was pretty interesting because
Yes, it was.
about the being homely. So we're going to continue that conversation. I think we have Mark in the building later on to tell us what's their own definition
Yes.
of a homely woman. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right. Let's start with the punch. Presidency attacks ex-president Jonathan over claims in book. This book has not died down. Serious controversies.
Still.
EFCC seals houses linked to Fayose in Ekiti. Facebook, WhatsApp blanking, others gaining popularity. Ogun policemen assault 2 women, go after reporter. June 12 bill divides reps, survives second reading. The travel consultant issues fake Canadian admission letters to 22 students. Vacate Akwa Ibom Assembly, Senate tells police. Ekiti orders arrest, prosecution of arms-bearing herdsmen. EFCC rejects Justice Nyako, reports ex-governor's wife to CJN. Of our robberies, gang leaders, evidence enough to prosecute Saraki, says police. Okay, let's start with the human interest of usually. Ogun policemen assault 2 women, go after reporter. What's that story about?
Yeah, you want to take it? Take it if you want.
Okay, so there are 2 women. Their names were not, at the time that report was filed, their names were not got, but it was on Naira Land. There's a video of women that were assaulted by the police in Ogun State, and they showed their different, bruises. And they said that they were just standing by the roadside, and the police came and asked them what they were doing. One says she's a widow trying to look for food for her kids, and the head of police asked them to give them 3,000 naira to be on their way, but that the other 2 police officers now pounced on them, beat them. The other one said a particular policeman stepped all over her stomach and it's still hurting. But the police said that they were actually in that area because they had heard that there were some boys who were doing, bad stuff. And they were chasing them and met up with those women, and it was an accident. So they actually gave them 40,000 naira, sent them to the clinic. But now the police is after the reporter and saying that she's disseminating false information, and so that they are going to prosecute her.
There was a story about the travel consultant who
was arrested by the
Everybody's going to Canada now. Let's get into this information. What happened?
So an agency, Flymate Nigeria Limited, met this travel agency to help provide admission to Canada for 22 students. So he forged the admission letters and served all of them the same letter with the same numbers.
Oh, wow.
And they paid him 1,050,000 naira for that venture. So he's been picked up by the police, arraigned in court, though he's claiming not guilty, but the case has been adjourned till January.
What people do for money. Let's move on now to the nation. Anger in Senate over troops' death in Boko Haram attack. Presidency knocks Jonathan's view on corruption. The nation, CBN probes bank customers' enrollment in BVN. 7.3 billion naira tramadol seized at Lagos ports. EFCC seals properties linked to Fayose. Those properties linked to Fayose, I mean, he said that he has denied that actually not his.
Yeah. He says they're not his. He says and they should just stop because they're trying to indict him and implicate him. They are just seizing people's houses. Like, I said it now, they are not his houses, though. That EFCC are always dealing with sensationalism.
Right.
And that this is one of the...
And it's started their media trials.
I guess we'll know if the real owners come out, and if nobody comes out then.
Right, let's talk about this anger in Senate over the troops that died in Boko Haram. I mean, last I checked, the Minister of Information told us that Boko Haram has been decimated, and I'm wondering...
Oh, Mariah keeps going back there.
I'm saying, though, it's on the front page.
What they had heard, what the troops had heard, that, or the military base that heard that they had attacked the villages and killed people.
Yes. Okay.
And in that attack, they now faced the military base, killed a lot of soldiers and they sacked the base. And there was this quote that said, one of the, he's preferred to remain anonymous, and a military guy, he says, our concern is that they are becoming stronger and more deadly, almost on a weekly basis.
Hey.
And, we have been told that, the Boko Haram has been defeated. And I've been saying this thing here. They are still
operating.
They only use soft targets. The girls, the little, they take all the... And suddenly they are attacking the whole military base. That in itself is an indictment on our government.
On Reuters, they said that it was over 100 soldiers.
Some are saying 70, some are saying 44. So we don't even have the figure yet. And none of the military agents could actually confirm to us the figure. But
so the government shouldn't come out and tell us.
The Senate took a minute of silence. And they now said it has to be more than that they can't just be taking
And the funniest thing is that some of the senators that even spoke against it and are from APC.
Right.
They're even the ruling party, and they were like,
this is
getting too much.
Yes, it's not a political
it's not political, it's just human.
Yeah. Moving on to Vanguard. CBN backs Labour on new minimum wage. Let's see another story. Buhari, Atiku, Ezekwesili, others for presidential debate 2019. Your family doesn't own PDP, Ogumbi tells Adeleke. How Boko Haram killed over 70 soldiers in Matete bonus attack. So they have a figure there. And Okonjo-Iweala, others did not urge me not to concede, says Jonathan. Which story?
The central bank
is
in full support of Labour for the minimum wage, saying that it will boost the economy and increase the aggregate demand. They're also advising banks not to give loans or borrow money to politicians for their 2019 elections. And finally, the House of Reps is saying that once the bill for the minimum wage is passed, they will quickly accelerate it so that
Jonathan, our ex-president was saying that this is a book that is gaining serious traction. There was insinuations that Okonjo-Iweala and Adoke were the one that convinced him not to accept defeat. And he said the former minister could have never done that. And totally, we even know Okonjo-Iweala by proxy. She can never, ever say that kind of thing because she's a woman that...
he was saying that nobody compelled him to concede.
It was a decision he had to take. And yes, there are people around him, there are people with him, but it was a decision he had to take, and which we all respect. So let's give it to him. He actually took that decision.
Can I quickly link it to the president coming out to say, after 24 hours after he praised Jonathan for handing over, he's now saying that he is condemning Jonathan's position that he fought corruption better than him. So he's saying that he's the only one who have prosecuted people in the same political party while he's the ruling.
No, he didn't say same political. He said he has prosecuted people. He didn't say same political party.
He mentioned
Buhari
it
or
while
Jonathan?
he's the sitting. No, Buhari.
He
saying
said
he prosecuted president. Yes, he prosecuted people who are at the helm of affairs while he's the sitting president.
But who was he prosecuted from his party?
Anyway, I just
he couldn't have said that now.
I wanted to quickly mention, and I mentioned it before, Jonathan says that EFCC had 2 billion in their account at the time he was president. And we have over 40-something billion right now in EFCC account. It means that there's more corruption under Buhari than under him. But I said that I think maybe he's fighting it better, so that's why we have much more in our EFCC account than we did during the Jonathan regime.
Let's move on to Daily Savaki. Let's move on. Of our robbery, Saraki stands indicted, says police. I hope somebody has that story.
I have the story.
Democracy Day bill on June 12 passed the second reading. Atiku and Meiji clash at public discourse. Customs intercepts 7.3 billion naira tramadol, rejects 150 million naira bribe. And EFC seals Ekiti buildings allegedly linked to Fayoshe.
Okay, you can do the customs.
Let me do the customs. Yeah, so a 40 by 40 container with tramadol and so many hard drugs has been intercepted by our customs. And that 2 helicopters with nobody knows where it's headed was also intercepted. It came to about 7.3 billion naira of hard drugs, of things that we know that we're willing to sacrifice Nigerians for money. That's what we...
And it was imported from India.
Yes, this from India, the helicopters from the US. And we remember just last week or so, 23 containers with tramadol and all these sort of things.
So they said that the owners of the containers were actually pleading with the customs officers that, listen, just release one container and we'll give you $150 million, $150,000. That's about 400 million naira. They're offering them bribe, and they rejected it.
How much money?
The offer robbery, quickly.
Yes.
So the Nigerian force yesterday said that because the principal suspect has died, it doesn't affect the investigations, that they have enough evidence to prosecute the Senate president, and that he wasn't murdered, but he slumped and died in detention.
It's just
well, I will go back to my... Who doesn't know that when a witch cries in the night and the baby dies in the morning? It's true. No, I just want to say, how do you want to prosecute somebody on a dead person's evidence?
No, but
it's not. No, they are saying it's the other five. No. But this guy is the ringleader. This guy is the one that they said called everybody. This is the guy that they said the Sarakis.
Yes, but the police said he wasn't the one that indicted Saraki. It was the other five. It wasn't
his own confession.
Yes, that indicted him.
But we saw it on TV. It was his confession now.
And maybe they did the one they showed you, the one they showed us. They must have more evidence.
Okay. I'm only going by my eyes. I'm not going by my ears. What I saw, okay, I'm going by ears and eyes. What I saw, what I heard on TV.
So, let us just...
So what you're trying to say, there's more.
We are all suspecting hanky-panky, and we just hope that some way the truth will be told. I was going to take the human interest in terrorism, but unfortunately we don't have much time. My father kills 9-month-old daughter, says it's sacrifice to God. He said he was sleeping and God woke him up from sleep and told him to sacrifice his 9-month-old daughter. So he took her to the bush, slaughtered her, and said that it is my sheep. Nobody should accuse me. It is my own sheep. I didn't go and take anybody's sheep. Is
that not wickedness?
Which God? That is not God that talked to him.
There's an evil wind sweeping through this nation. Because every day we read horrifying stories like this.
God didn't send him on that mission.
It's not the God I know.
That mission was sent by evil forces.
I'm telling you.
All right, let's go on a break. Really sad story. Pretty baby. Very pretty little bit.
Thank goodness I didn't see it.
Staying with us, so popular Nollywood actor Patience Ozokwo, now referred to as evangelist Patience Ozokwo, in a recent outburst, says wigs and weaves are things dedicated to shrines and idols, saying that they don't make us look like Africans and people don't do well because of these things that they put on their heads. Now, everybody has been responding to this on social media, from Tonto DK to Daddy Freeze to everybody. What are your thoughts on this? Let's hear your views. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You could also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. Right, could you tell us what Tonto DK had said?
Yes, I will quote it. She said, with all due respect, Mama, Beko, run your wrist. Salvation is personal and it's not a sin in the Bible. It is the local way of viewing Christianity that actually corrupts the house of God with polluted messages. Too much love for you, Mama, but you are wrong. If anyone decides to serve God in rags, designer hair, or no hair, knock yourselves out.
All right. So now this is coming from somebody who know is like a diva. No, she's not a diva, but she's a slave queen. That's the new word they use now.
Slave queen,
don't use
born
diva
again.
anymore. She's a slave queen.
Born
and
again,
yes,
slave queen.
Born again, and she preaches.
Yes, she does.
I never even knew she used to go to church.
She
to
does.
preach.
She goes to church.
Now, people say salvation is personal. And when we say salvation is personal, this is between you and God, everything. So you wear short skirt, mini skirt, you can see your G-string, you can see everything. Oh, it's personal. Left is between her and God. Isn't that part of the problems we have today where we can't, in fact, the line between religion and the outside world is so blurred that nobody even knows who is a Christian anymore, who is a Muslim, because Muslims still have their own dressing, and who is none, who is YK's religion.
Okay. I would start by saying that the scripture says, by their fruits you will know them. Now, a true Christian is moderate in anything he or she does. So even in dressing, so you can choose to wear your trousers and choose to wear your hair and all of that, but there's moderation in whatever you're doing. My problem is the fact that people just, say they are born again and they want to start passing messages to thousands of other people without even finding out what those other people's lives are about. There are different messages for different people. There are certain people you cannot, reach out to when you have this local thread wood, like the typical, there's a particular sect of born-again Christians who believe that you shouldn't have the weaves on and all of that. There are certain people you can reach in that level. There are also certain people you can reach looking all good and fly. It depends on how you want to see your Jesus.
Well, I don't want this conversation to be about Jesus or about any Christian. I want us to focus on the issue of
the weaves.
Which is those weaves, how we dress. Does it portray us in a holy way, regardless of which religion you are, you worship? Yes, YK.
You see, I think that we have a very hypocritical behavior in this country. Okay. We behave hypocritically. Why I say this is that you will see these people. They will go to church, they will pray, they will do on a Sunday, everything. They will come out of that same church.
And they're fighting.
You will see them abusing. They've just left the house of God.
So true. Yes.
You are supposed to be a Christian. So I do not think it is by your look.
Yes.
It is by what is inside here and what comes out of here.
Your attitude.
Well, YK, do you know that even though you don't say a word to anybody, the way you look in itself, if you look decent, you're passing a message that, listen, we are not, you can actually preach without even saying a word, just by the way you look.
It's important that we look moderate, but the thing about moderation is that it is subjective.
Okay.
What's moderate for one is not necessarily moderate to the other. Growing up, where I grew up,
where did you grow up?
Just.
In Jos, Nigeria. Okay, yeah.
You have to be specific because some people
because
don't know.
Okay, because I've said it so many times, I just assume.
Somebody just watched the show today and doesn't know where you grew up.
All right, so I grew up in Jos.
Right.
Yeah, and in Jos, there's a way people dress, which is almost conservative.
Yeah. Okay.
And you'd see someone else in the South would look at it and say, oh, this is really conservative, almost maybe local. But that the person is, you know, moderate dressing. Okay. And then you have someone here who will dress like in jeans and T-shirt, and people say, oh, that's such a moderate, conservative dressing. And she goes maybe up north, and you think, why she dressed that way?
Wild, yeah.
So why I think maybe then it shouldn't necessarily be about our dressing, but as you said, about the things that we do, how we talk to people, how we relate with each other, the words that we say to each other. When they talk to us, it's about pride, it's about ego, you know, and compassion.
Kindness.
Those are the kindness, you know, the fruits of the spirit. It should be seen in the things that we do.
Well,
it's
let's go to
Boko Haram, are they not religious?
They are fighting a cause.
See how they are killing people up and down like cockroach.
In the newspapers today, a man just told you his God told him to kill his baby this morning.
So it's not always about what the God they profess. It's about actually
The actions.
who they are.
Yeah.
Now, but let's go to what Mikey said about hypocritical. Is it that we act because we seem to appreciate and respect those who come across, who look like Patience Ozopo. We give them that regard. Mommy Gio.
I don't.
That respect. We have that, you know, that we revere them. Because we feel that they are holy, they are close to God, they are constantly praying and fasting.
I don't.
So those are the kind of, so is it by, when you do that, it shows that you are close to God and it shows, and it's easy for God to identify you. Compared to you that are wearing ribbon, Brazilian something.
Personally, I've had so many experiences with people who, especially the born again, no tying of headscarf people. I used to say this, especially in university. Those born-again ladies were the ones that if you sit on their bed, they'll curse you out.
Oh my God, are you telling me?
It's as if you have done something, you know, hell.
So
no, we're not judging. I'm telling you my own personal experience. The ones that cover their hair.
Let me go to an angle.
Wait, what I want to say about those kind of people is they are judgmental.
Very.
And in the Bible, they are not supposed to.
Stop quoting Bible. Please stop quoting Bible for me.
I know about Bible. I may not be a Bible.
Keep quiet. Don't. You can't
keep quiet.
Wait. Let me say something. Okay. Let's leave the Bible matter or no Bible matter. But would you wear comfortably hair that's been sacrificed to idols?
Biko.
I don't wear weave.
Can jog one question? Who told you the hair has been sacrificed?
I have seen the video.
No. They are
all seen the videos online. Google it. Google it, your friend.
Okay. So this hair that I buy is
I was given to an idol.
No, it's a product that can be melted. Our hair cannot be melted.
This one is synthetic.
It's not synthetic, it's called human hair. But I know it can be melted.
They come from goats.
Hold on. Hold on. The facts now. I have a brother who's into processing of plastics. And they process all of this hair. I have somebody who works in company. Hold on now. Who works in companies where they process all of this hair. So the higher the quality makes it look like human hair, but it's not human hair.
Come from
this is what we're trying to say, right?
I can wear my hair and wear my jeans.
That's
you. But what we're trying to say is that forget the synthetic. We have human hair. People wear human hair.
Okay.
And the human hair, we have seen the documentary.
Okay.
They sacrifice it to Indian gods.
Okay. Yes. This one you're wearing is what?
Probably one of those sort of hairs.
Okay. Are you going to hell now for this?
I'm not going to hell. I pray to my God.
That's my point.
No, that's not it.
I know you don't wear wigs and all that, but the point is that is it appropriate to wear this kind of hair that is being sacrificed?
Hey,
I don't want to wear anybody's hair.
I was going to make the point.
This is not somebody's hair.
The point I was going to make.
This one are plastic.
Thank you.
Listen, I told you I saw a documentary where they shared all the goats and they are selling it to us in Africa as human hair.
Yesterday we discussed what homely it means in our society today. So to discuss with us again the men's perspective is our on-air personality at Max FM 102.3 is Mark Otabo. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So before we get into that conversation, let's quickly hear your views on this hair.
Okay.
What's your view? Do you think it's appropriate or right for women to wear hair that's been dedicated to idols?
The idol thing should be struck out because it sounds scary.
But it's the reality.
Thank you, my brother.
Look,
that is not fair. That is like
Exactly.
that's a leading question.
Exactly. Now,
Judge Jenny.
just
It's
drop
a
a
leading
question.
question now because her own hair hasn't been
I don't agree.
sacrificed. Your own might be goat's hair. So please.
I don't agree.
Okay, let me hear
I don't
this.
agree with the idol part.
Okay.
Whatever dedication they're saying here, that's not my business. The question is, women wearing extra hair, no big deal. They're wearing to look good, and at the same time, let's check it out. They're doing it for the men.
I'm not doing
What
it
if
for
you
the
do
men.
it
Hold
with
on,
brother?
listen, to look beautiful. Yeah.
I'm doing it for myself.
It enhances the beauty.
If you now wear somebody's hair, maybe that person is the wife of the god of one someone in India. You now wear the hair, and at night you start here. So you are doing it for the man. Yes, the man is enjoying it, but at night they are chasing you in your dream.
But I hear
Maria's watched too many
there are
horror
synthetic.
movies.
I hear there are synthetic hair.
Yes.
There are natural human hair.
Yes.
But you know, a lot of these things are also processed before they're sold out into the market. So the process of going through that process as well.
the demons.
I didn't say kill the demons. I'm not a pastor, so I cannot. I can't tell you
Okay,
what.
let's go to our homely matter. Yesterday we had Ashake with us,
Yeah.
and she told us that listen, she won't cook, clean, or do any of those homely things just because she's a woman. She'll do it because she's a human being. She's a functional adult, and she doesn't believe this. This is our Nigerian definition of homely.
Yeah.
We don't understand it, so we discussed it. But we'd like to hear your own view. What's the definition of a homely woman?
Well,
to a Nigerian man.
First of all, what she said, I'm not trying to disrespect her, but it's totally balderdash, rubbish.
Okay.
I must confess, really.
In your view?
Yes,
Yes.
my view.
Okay.
Growing up, seeing my parents, you know, role in the home, they were very compatible.
Okay.
They had this fantastic collabo that I can't seem to understand how they came about it. My father goes to work, comes back in the evening, and his food is already prepared.
Okay.
And when it comes to checking up on academic life in school, my father does that. He comes to school impromptu. He pays us visits in school. Like, you see him in class and everybody's there, oh, stand great. That's my father standing there. He wants to check my records to see how I'm doing. Primary school, secondary school, he didn't stop doing all of that. My mother didn't step into that role. I think they had to define the roles themselves.
Yes.
So I hardly saw my father enter the kitchen growing up. No, he wasn't into that kitchen kind of thing. But I know he does the little thing, makes tea and do, you know, those little things. But the main cooking, my mother does all of that.
Can I ask you this simple question?
Yeah.
Did your mother work?
Yes, she worked. She was a caterer. So at some point in
She didn't
time.
do a 9-to-5 job.
No, not actually.
Now,
Not precisely.
the women today,
Yeah.
they do 9-to-5s.
Okay.
They wake up in the morning, they have to go to work,
Yeah.
they have to come back home.
Okay.
Do homework.
They're driving in traffic, they do the homework with
I'll
the
use
children.
our other family as a case study.
Let me finish.
I know where you're heading with this. Yes.
And then she will still have to enter the kitchen because there are some men that will say, I won't eat house girls' food.
The food has to be
She has
fresh.
to prepare the
yesterday's
food. I won't eat yesterday's food.
You see-
I had an uncle like that. He will not eat yesterday's food.
So
He will not eat house girls'
let's hear
food.
Mark's view.
This is where understanding comes in. A man who will tell you he wouldn't eat a food that lasts longer than a day, that man is a bit inconsiderate in my own opinion. That's totally wickedness.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it takes a lot of stress for her to go through all of that. If she has to, you know, manage her time to make food for you, despite the limited time she has, you need to appreciate her.
Okay.
Now, I have a family. I know a family. She's a manager in the bank.
Okay.
And she still cooks for the husband. This is how they do it. I think there's a way she has designed her pattern of cooking. She has a timetable.
Okay.
She cooks all of these meals and she stores them in the freezer.
Bagam.
Yeah? And when it's time to eat, all you need to just get the cooler out, warm the food, and the
Microwave.
family's fine.
Simple.
The husband doesn't cook. I have not seen him cook.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
rephrase our question now, because the conversation really yesterday was, can we redefine that word homely in the 21st century, considering what Waike just said?
Yeah.
A woman is not as available as our parents were.
I read through her article,
Right.
and I totally disagree with some of the things she pointed out. Look, where is the virtue of understanding and patience if you're listing all of that? I read the part where she said, where other men are giving their wives Ferrari for a push. Come on. Is it all men that will afford a Ferrari?
So true.
I mean, some of the things she said is
She
so
didn't mean that like...
well, whatever.
but that's what she wrote.
However she wrote it, she only simply described what it should look like in this modern day in her own opinion, which I find very disgusting. Now, our young girls are growing up. You keep pushing all of these things out. That is why ladies are running from marriage, because they feel when you get there is a load of work. But marriage is actually not a load of work like
I need to
everybody's
ask
making
you-
it look
Let
like.
me ask you.
Does marriage define a woman?
Yes, practically to a large extent in this our setting. I'll tell you why. Yes.
View, does it?
Yeah.
So
That's the thing, we don't want marriage to define us.
Listen,
We
look,
don't want marriage
you
to
can't
define us.
escape it. If marriage defines your mothers, why not you?
Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask
Marriage,
you.
marriage defined my mother, and I know what she went through in the marriage.
Well, you know what she went through, but she was strong enough to go through it.
Yes, not everybody goes through all that. We know some people do, but not everybody. So let's not generalize.
We're not generalizing, yeah.
So, are you married?
I'm not married.
Okay, what's your ideal wife?
Okay, my ideal wife should be understanding.
Okay.
My ideal wife should be, I wouldn't mind a career woman.
Okay.
But we need to be able to define the roles that we're going to be having at home.
Okay.
You have to be able to come to my understanding. I don't cook. I don't know how to cook.
You don't know how to, okay?
Okay. So when you went, willing to learn at this age, I'm sorry. Now, the thing is, if we come to that point of saying, okay, fine, you cook, I cook, maybe we have to do a bit of some understanding with me assisting you in the kitchen, if that will bring a problem. Okay, yeah.
Let me let you
Okay, see, I've just decided to listen.
Okay, good.
And I find that you are almost doing the same thing that she's doing.
How do you mean?
Okay, you mentioned that she talked about push gifts, Ferraris and Porsches.
It's not a bad thing.
No,
I have not condemned it. I'm only saying you can't compare it to others who don't have a Ferrari. Some might just have a little box to say, baby, push that baby out for me.
Very good. I'm happy you said that.
Good,
I'm happy you also reiterated it.
Good.
Because now, when you say that wife defined your mother, that's how you defined your mother, and she went through it. Why can't you go through it? So she has the same right. She's saying this man gives his wife Ferrari and Porsches.
Okay.
Why can't you then also do that for me? Because you're saying to me now that it doesn't matter how I feel, who I am today as a 21st century.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you something. A man who doesn't earn as much, would you expect me to go and steal to give a Ferrari for the push?
A woman who does not like cooking, why would you have to
Why would a
her?
woman not like cooking? That's the thing.
I don't like cooking. Me,
fine, I don't care.
Can I say something?
I don't like cooking. Listen.
Yes.
We grew up with our mothers. Yeah. Every one of us had mothers. And they cooked and we ate. So why should it be different?
I'm going to tell you, because your mother then didn't have a 9-to-5 job. It's different.
No. That's not.
Because your mother went through it and survived does not mean that she will go through this time around and still survive.
Okay. May I jump in here to say that my mother had a 9-to-5 job, right? And she was cooking and cleaning.
Can I
was she fulfilled?
Thank you.
Was she a fulfilled wife? That's the problem. You do all that sacrifice, and yet at the end of the day, your kids grew up, and you feel like life has totally left you. You're empty. Some women were not fulfilled.
Some women were actually fulfilled. That's their vision. That's what they wanted. I can say she was fulfilled. Because she's never told me
your
that
mom watching you right now will be fulfilled. That's my daughter on TV, on your view show. She's going to be fulfilled. I'm telling you.
Marriage is different from childbearing. There's parenting, there's marriage.
Let's go on a break. Let's feel like you're going to say something.
Yes, I was going to say, you talked about keeping the food in the freezer.
Yeah.
Mama Gali came on this show and she said that freezer food is poisoned.
It's unhealthy. I've been eating that for a while. I didn't die.
Who is cooking? You're not married now. Who is cooking for you?
Come on, I've tasted food from the freezer. It's fresh. Whoever comes to say it's poison, I don't understand. No health expert has ever come out to prove that.
I'll take a few tweets now.
May I take tweets?
Let me take
He's a health expert that came to say
sometimes they just have...
says, Mr. Mark, your answer to Moira's question shouldn't be long. The wife you want is a wife that is not possessed with demons. That's it. Oluwa Capable Oracle says, why wouldn't a woman like cooking? That's total rubbish. Sorry to say. Thanks, Mark.
For heaven's sake.
Please, can you read women's tweets?
A woman is a lot more than a cook. Because she's so many things.
You guys zeroed in on the cooking.
Just the way you say that a man is much more than
you guys
a person that buys Porsches and Ferraris.
Look, I know what you guys sometimes do here. You guys try to deviate my plan and make me sound like the criminal. And I won't take that. Because you helped me on the cooking and I attacked you based on the cooking. I didn't deviate. You have not mentioned other qualities. So
Ashake said yesterday. Ashake said what she would like is a partner.
Okay.
A partner in marriage. Don't define me by my ability to cook, clean, or be very, very.
But that is selfish.
Your wife.
That is selfish.
How can you call that selfish?
That is selfish.
Because you are judging us by what society wants. You want you to judge us by who we are.
Should I tell you the truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Adam was fine in the garden before Eve came. I'm telling you.
What?
I'll tell you why he was fine. He was really good.
No.
When the lady came, or when Eve came, she was a helpmate. Helpmate. Meaning Adam was fine all along.
No, he wasn't.
Let me take you back to that place.
He was not really giving to me.
I don't want to go back there because all memories lie there too.
God looked at him and he saw that he was lonely.
Lonely?
Lonely?
No, hold on.
Because
see,
all
no,
animals had
don't exaggerate.
But he was alone.
Alone meaning he needed a companion to gist with, possibly interact with. But every other thing we're taking care of.
The other room business.
Exactly.
Room business?
The other room business.
I don't know anything about. Okay.
One, are you there? Thanks for calling. Go ahead. Very quickly, please. I think we lost that call. Yes, go ahead. Tweets?
No, yeah, my own is Uncle. You know, you speak
My name
well.
is Law.
Yes, I'm sorry. You know, when you speak for net like this, you just don't expect it to stop at.
No, don't take me up on that cooking again, because we're done with that.
No, we're not done with that. The reason why we're not done with that is because there's so many men like you out there who actually think that a woman that cannot cook is not woman enough.
No, I didn't say that.
No, that's why I just need to know. Yes, I do.
I have one quote to seal all of that up.
Okay, let's seal it.
There's a woman for every man.
Yes.
Good. There's a man for every woman.
So there's a woman for every man. So
yes.
I think we should let's settle it like that.
In the 21st century, we tried yesterday to define what homely means in this time. Not when our parents were growing up.
Why are we not going back there?
No, we don't want to because
why shouldn't we?
The circumstances are different.
No. Why shouldn't we?
The circumstances are different, Mark.
Meaning our mothers were stronger than the ladies we have now. Yes. They were stronger. They were stronger. Back then, no internet. Back then, there were no data. Back then, there were no fast lane stuff that we're enjoying now. But they still went through life and they still enjoyed it. What is it?
No. Women now is a lot different.
What is your definition of enjoyment?
They did not enjoy life.
What is your definition of enjoyment?
Life went through them. They didn't go through life.
Some women right now, they will tell you if their kids don't die, that's fulfillment for them. Enjoyment can be defined in different sticks with different people.
Okay, so Okorie Patrick says, Auntie Mariah, I disagree with you, man. I can't marry a wife that can't cook. Anwuya Godwin says, I'm a man, I enjoy cooking, but I think a woman is supposed to know how to cook and take care of the house.
That's a chef, that's
if
a man.
She can't, it's also okay if she can outsource. What makes a homely man and a woman is understanding.
Today, YK, the woman has never cooked in her life. She's been married for over 30 years. She outsources cooking, and they're happily married.
And there's some people that are cooking, they're not happy.
She had a cook, right?
She had a cook in the house.
She's got the money to pay a cook.
Okay, so hold on. Would you advise young girls?
Have the money to pay.
Let's bring this back. Would you advise young girls not to learn the basic things of how to handle themselves as adults?
The question is for
learn how to cook, learn how to wash. So are you going to raise your kids and leave them to choose whatever they want to do?
Are you going to send your son off to university without teaching him to cook, to clean and everything?
So what's the point?
So the point is that a woman is a lot much more
than a cook. Hallelujah, we end the show. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.